Good morning, Chloe. How are you?
I'm great. Are we back on Twitch?
We're back on Twitch,
We're back
baby.
on Twitch, baby.
Oh man, Twitch was all jacked up for a few days, but
Yeah, yeah.
that's all right. Yeah, we are in full fall mode, Britt.
Full
We
fall mode.
are.
We've got all the trees. I got my
We
red
got trees.
lipstick.
Yeah, we got new
Fall.
little orange, pumpkiny color down there on the bottom.
Right
Right. Yeah,
there.
just right here.
There.
Here. There we go. Just right.
Gonna hold
It's
it.
right there. This is going to be the show. It's just going to be
It's
Chloe and
just
I trying to
trying to
point at
figure out
certain
where things
things on our
are.
screen. There it
There's a
is, right there.
trunk
Look at that little guy, right there.
right there. YouTube
What
was
do you?
fun though. I'm glad you liked it, Dave Thomas. I'm glad you liked YouTube. We are always on YouTube and Facebook.
I mean, we always are on YouTube, so you could always watch us
Yeah.
on the YouTubes if you'd like.
On
Um,
the YouTubes. It's an option.
oh
Um,
yes, it is a thumbnail.
it's and here's I'm gonna say this now, and I'm gonna remind you again at the end of the show because this is very important. Um, it is it's fully fall now.
Fully full.
Now is the time to start your winter self care.
Oh.
So if you do anything, if you do like a sun lamp or a humidifier,
Hmm.
extra moisturizer. You don't want those little knuckles getting chapped in the
No.
cold.
Oh my God, my skin gets
Yeah.
so dry and cracked, and I just kind of deal with it.
Oh man, you should wear gloves.
I should be like that guy
Cover those little
in
hands.
of Mice and Men that wears the gloves with the Vaseline inside the
The
gloves.
the fingerless. Sorry, what?
Isn't there a character in that the real the kind of the asshole farmhand guy? I think
Oh,
he has a anyway. I don't know.
I gotta be
Maybe I'm
honest. I never actually read that book,
yeah yeah
which is
it's
odd because I was an English major. But I
yeah.
did. So here's the thing. I changed in high school. I switched schools 3 times. I switched schools twice. I went to 3 different schools, so the switching happened only twice. Um, so I missed a couple things. Never read Of Mice and Men. Never read Grapes of Wrath. But I did read Great Expectations 3 times, and I didn't enjoy it once.
No, it's I watched the Gary Sinise John Malkovich film version of it, and it is I mean
Sorry,
it's
there's
super. It's
a
hmm?
John Malkovich version of Great Expectations.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought we were still talking about
Oh, we're talking about Mice
of
and Men.
Mice
Oh,
and Men.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, John Malkovich plays all the roles of Great Expectations. That's
Honestly, I would
yeah.
watch that. I would watch any.
Yeah.
He's he's an interesting guy. I saw him at Paper Source once when I was working there.
I heard something about, and I don't know, maybe I just dreamed this, but I don't think I did. Something about John Malkovich and one other person have like started working on or like doing like a movie or something that won't be finished for 100 years.
That
Or
sounds like
something like it
something he
won't
would
come
do.
out for 100 or something, so it's like a generational thing. I don't know. That's
So
I think we
that
should
sounds
just
like
look up
something he
weird
would
shit
do.
John Malkovich does.
Please, please Google this immediately because the people
Yeah.
need to know. I need to know.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway,
Winter self care.
winter self
Get it
care is
started.
very important,
Mm-hmm. Some of us get the sads. You know,
well, it's easy to get the sads,
it's dark all the
especially when
time.
it's dark all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
When
yeah.
it's dark when you wake up, it's dark when you go to work, it's dark when you get done with work. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
sunlight.
You gotta take your vitamin D, get your sun lamp going,
Hmm.
and you know, start doing some cozy winter activities so that you've got something to do on the long wintry evenings when you're sitting by the fire. That's
huddled
really
around the
why.
huddled around the wireless, listening to what's going on in the world.
Getting updates from Winston Churchill. That's really why I started
Uh,
cross stitching. I'll be honest. It's
for winter, so you
for
have
winter.
something to do.
Yeah, until I get
Uh,
sleepy.
yeah, Abby and I will be in full nesting mode. I mean, we're starting. Like we're getting a new couch. We're gonna get our carpets like
Oh,
deep
good.
cleaned.
Yeah.
We're gonna paint. We've got a room. We're gonna repaint. Getting ready for the little one that's on the way.
Oh,
So we're gonna have plenty to keep us busy
oh, that's so
uh,
good.
over the rest of the fall and the beginning of the winter months.
Yeah. Yep. Yup.
So you went to do your favorite fall activity
Favorite fall activity.
this last week.
Yep.
Where tell the people where you went.
I'll tell the people where I went. I went to Carlson Orchards.
Mm,
Carlson Orchards in Harvard, Massachusetts, which is it's on the way to Leominster, but it's not. It's used. If you get to Leominster, you've gone too far.
just in case you were wondering.
Yeah. Which I had been there many years ago. But they have upgraded since then.
Mm,
They have a tap room now,
yeah.
and
Here's the
it's great. Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah. They got a cider bar. They got a lot of hard ciders.
Yes.
You can see all those little spigots.
All those little spigots.
Spigot is a great word. Spigot. Just anyway.
Yeah.
So
You went to Harvard, Massachusetts. David actually grew up in MIT, Massachusetts. So
David, you
it's just right next to there.
you are a true Massachusettsian.
He's been back in Boston for all of like 4 days.
Welcome back, sir.
Welcome back.
We're all excited to have
Actually,
you.
it's a week today, I believe. I believe
Wow.
today is David's week anniversary
It's his week
for moving
anniversary.
moving back to Boston. So happy week anniversary.
Excellent.
Abolish the Senate. Welcome, Abolish. Thanks for joining us. I assume Dave grew up in Massachusetts, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Massachusetts.
Well played.
Where the massholes live.
Yeah, that's where the massholes grew up.
It's good. It makes sense. Anyway, Carlson Orchard. So I was very pleased because they have the ciders. They also have pizza. And they also have gluten-free pizza, which I know is not appealing to everyone, Matt. But for
I didn't say anything.
For me, your face said some things. For me, it's very exciting news that they have the gluten-free pizza there, and it was very tasty. It was it had apple, red onion, balsamic, a soft cheese. I don't remember if it was cheddar or not. But
a soft cheese.
A soft cheese.
Like brie or
perhaps. Well, we have the menu.
Some other brie-like cheese. Why is brie the only
here.
soft cheese I can think of? Mozzarella is a soft cheese, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It was brie spread.
Ah, yes. Brie and apple is fantastic.
The Big Apple, Cortland apples, brie
Camembert,
spread, red onion, balsamic glaze, mozzarella, and fresh basil. It was very good.
Yeah, add some gluten to that crust, and that would be a perfect pizza.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm sorry.
So the pizza, I don't know if it's. I think maybe there was a little upcharge on the gluten free.
Probably.
So the pizza was like maybe a tiny bit pricey, but the drinks were pretty cheap. So it evened out. It was like $7 for a glass of cider. And
wow.
they have all their hard ciders, but they also have regular non-alcoholic cider. They have mulled cider, and they have a couple other a couple other non-alcoholic drinks.
Mm.
So lots of options for everybody. And
And
it was very exciting too because they had a lot of different kinds of apples to pick. Let's
mm,
let's go. I sent you
you
that link
did.
for the apple
Uh,
varieties. Let's pull that up real
yeah.
quick. If
And
you
while
got
I'm
it.
pulling that up, Abolish the Senate. It's actually mozzarella is a semi-soft cheese,
Oh,
so it's semi-soft.
so someone told me recently the first recipe for the earliest known record of string cheese was a recipe in a French book in 1393.
Yeah,
String
I
cheese has been
mean,
around for a
string cheese
while
has been around forever, and
because it's
people
good.
love it. Can't cheese be soft and fresh? Probably,
I hope
probably.
so.
So yeah, these are. Chloe informed me before the show that she could literally fill her own show about nothing but apples.
Oh,
So I mean, keep an eye for that. We might put that on the channel
we're doing an apple show.
where it's just Chloe talking about apples for
Just
90 minutes.
talking apples. So I read in middle school, I wanted to do some extra credit. I don't know why. I guess I was bored. Anyway, I read this book by Michael Pollan called The Botany of Desire, and it talks about 4 different species, which are four of the most genetically diverse species in the world. Tart apples. Macintosh is a real good tart apple. I would get
I'm not a big
Macintosh.
fan of tart apples unless they're in a crumble or a pie.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And there's a question for you, Chloe. There's an apple question.
yes.
Do you prefer crumble or apple pie? Like, what is?
Ooh, I I don't know. I gotta say, I guess if the pie is made and real good and it's fresh,
Mhm.
probably the pie because it's more the
Yeah.
texture that
I'm
and
with Britt. I'm gonna
and
go team
buttery.
crumble. I love. There's something about the crumble stuff
Yeah,
that it goes on top of that apple crumble that is literally my favorite thing in the world.
I do love it. It's been a long time since
Oh
since
man,
I
I
should
want to
get.
make some. I'm gonna have to make some apple crumble now. I'm gonna have to go to
Yeah,
the store get some apples.
I bet
Uh,
you make a really good apple crumble.
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I make a pretty good apple crumble. The only problem
You
is
expected
like
less.
it's just so time consuming having to like core and peel like all the
Yeah,
like I'd love like
you got
it's
to
just
get
a
one of
pain
those.
in the
You
ass.
got to get an apple peeler and an
You
apple
gotta get one of those
slicer.
crank things. Yeah.
I've been watching Firefly for the first time. A
Hmm.
little insane that I haven't watched it yet, but
Yeah, that's a little
in
weird.
the first episode, one of the bad guys has an apple peeler for some reason,
Yeah. Just
and I
peeling
think
apples.
yeah, I think it's because like real fruit is very rare, and so
Hmm.
you're like, oh, this guy's got a lot of money because he's got an apple and a peeler. Anyway, back to the apples. Okay, so apples are one of the most genetically diverse species in existence. You cannot take an apple seed from one apple and plant it and get the same apple. The only way to get a second tree that produces the same kind of apple
Hmm.
is through grafting.
Mm.
And if you're not familiar with grafting, it's basically you take a branch from one tree and you tape it onto the other tree and you just wait till it kind of grows together.
Just tape it on there.
It sounds ridiculous, but that's how, if you want more than one tree of the same apple, that's what you have to do it. So every single apple tree, I guess, is sourced, every of one type is ultimately sourced from the same tree.
That's crazy. So
Isn't that
so
insane?
there's just a little bit of that like original tree.
Yeah. Well, the same genetic material, I guess, because you could graft from one grafted tree to another grafted tree, I guess. Um, and
Graphs on
so
graphs.
like with apple trees, with finding a new apple is like I don't know. You just gotta plant some stuff and see what happens. There's a whole, because every tree is different. There's a whole in Kazakhstan. There's an apple tree forest where literally like every tree is different, and they're all different colors, like red, yellow, green, purple. They're all different sizes.
There are purple apples?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of things that like we haven't seen because no one wants to sell them because they don't look normal and they're not going to have mass appeal. And I also don't know how they taste. But yeah,
It does look like there's a black diamond apple.
Oh,
Look at this.
That
Look at
sounds very fancy.
That's a purple apple.
That's the apple that they give Snow White.
Yeah, that's definitely a poisonous apple.
And
Abolish the sentence saying apple's genome is twice the size of human.
What?
The human genome.
I don't think I knew that. That's pretty cool.
I mean, this is why I love our chat so much, is because they teach us things.
Yeah. Apparently,
other Dave Thomas has an enormous genome.
He's got the biggest.
He's got the biggest and strongest genome I've ever seen. I have to be very
is an absolute unit.
I have to be very nice to other Dave Thomas. He's agreed to come and move a sofa bed out of my apartment. So single-handedly, I'm just gonna strap it to his back, and he's just gonna take it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, use your legs, Dave. Lift with your legs now. You're
Lift
back.
with your legs. Legs are the strongest part, except for David, which his strongest part is everything.
Yeah. I was just gonna say I thought it was his genome, but
well, yeah, it is his genome is strength.
Strong genome. But yeah.
All right, let's give us like your favorite apple fact, Chloe.
Oh. Honeycrisp almost got thrown away.
What?
Yeah, I believe it was discovered in Minnesota. And like, man, they almost like threw that tree away, and then someone was like,
"Hey,
this is tasty."
This is a good apple.
Honeycrisp is like, no one can shut up about Honeycrisp.
I love Honeycrisp apples. My only beef with them is they're so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Well, they're huge too.
Yeah.
They're big. Sometimes it's too much apple. You get tired by the end of that apple.
Oh, is Johnny Appleseed for mass? How about that?
Oh, that reminds John. Okay, Johnny Appleseed was not like this folksy figure running around with a pot on his head. Johnny Appleseed was actually a real estate mogul, because at the time, I think it was that you had to, any property that you had, it had to have a certain number of apple trees on it, because the main thing then was cider. They were not doing beer yet.
Right.
And so you had to have apple trees on your property. And so basically Johnny Appleseed was like going west into the wilderness, clearing the land, planting a bunch of apple trees, and then selling it to the new settlers.
Oh, how about that? Johnny Appleseed, beloved figure of folklore, turns out to be an asshole.
Turns out to be just straight up real estate, bro.
That seems to be just the theme of life.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Johnny Appleseed has been canceled. JL Cashin says she's a gala girl.
Abolish the Senate. Yeah, they needed apple orchards to legally set up towns.
Oh, okay. How about that?
Another
apple
aficionado.
Yeah. This is officially the Apple Show. I think it's time we bring on our guest. He's been waiting patiently back there, listening to us talk about apples, and I'm sure he has lots of hot takes,
lots of thoughts
on apples, and we're gonna find out. So please welcome to the show, Freddy G. Freddy.
Hey, oh, so happy to be here.
Good morning.
Okay, yeah. I have not eaten an apple in a. Oh wait, hopefully you guys get. Yeah, I have not eaten. Okay, great. Yeah, I've not eaten an apple since 2016. I quit apples. I'm fruit free.
Quit apples.
Yeah, I'm keto, and then I went. I was still being too hungry, and if I stop eating apples, the sugar, I'm not hungry anymore.
How about that? So Freddy is off the apples.
Apple free. I was on a diet once where all I had was low fat Greek yogurt and apples, and I lost weight, but I was hungry every half an hour. It was miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That does not sound like a filling diet. But I mean, that's the point of diets. So Freddie, how where are you calling us from this morning?
Astoria, Queens, New York.
Queens, New York. Well, how's everything in the Big Apple?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it all comes.
We got it.
I like apples as a metaphor. Yes. Yeah. Queens is good. I mean, we're pretty back, so we're back to. I'm back doing stand-up comedy. We're hanging. Hopefully the weather's still nice. It's not too cold, so we're enjoying ourselves a little bit in Queens.
Yeah, fall is a wonderful time to be outside and just kind of enjoying it because we know what's coming. It's just going to be gross.
Yeah, I do not like winter.
No, and I'm sure winter in New York has to be just like shitty, it's the worst.
Yeah, just trudging around in the cold, trying to do stuff inside that might be crowded. Last year was bad because everything inside was closed, so I just stayed home for 3 months.
Yeah, you just literally had to stay in your apartment.
It was very depressing.
Yeah, were you doing a lot of Zoom shows and things like that?
I did do Zoom. Zoom stand-up was bigger in like middle of 2020. By January, I was doing occasional Zoom headlining, but people were kind of sick of Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I like about StreamYard, which is what we're using here. Is it's kind of like Zoom, but not really. So.
Oh yeah, this stuff's great for radio. It's just not that good for us for stand-up. It's a weaker version of stand-up, and people got sick of it.
Yeah. It's like as a performer, it's very like. You don't hear the reactions, like it's the timing on things is harder, and you don't get to like feed off that energy as much.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd be lucky if one or two people were laughing and there's like a weird delay, so your cadence would have to be different. It would be hard. I would switch between Zoom and live or outdoor at least at some points, and it was very tricky.
Yeah. What are some? Are there some like really good like outdoor venues in your area?
We were just doing like Central Park and like random parks. Are there outdoor? Yeah, there's no big. I mean, there was some clubs. Like one club had like a terrace that was basically felt like indoors, but the outdoor was always kind of scattershot.
Yeah, I mean, you can just pretty much go anywhere. I guess in Central Park and just kind of set up and do a show, I guess.
Yeah, it was like quasi-legal because it was annoying because, the outdoor stand-up in a park and everyone's kind of in their own group wasn't a big COVID spreader. But they never technically said that it was okay to do. So it was kind of under the radar. I would have done it if I thought it was unsafe. I was also the guy who would sit alone with the mask on when I wasn't on stage.
Right.
Stage in quotes because it was just a part of the park where we happened to be set up.
Yeah, I find a lot of actors and comedians. We all fly right under that. Like it's better to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission kind of radar, right? There's a place in Boston where the improv community would go on MIT's campus. And it was just a building where we squatted in and had like rehearsals and things like that until like every once in a while a security officer would come in and like kick us out and we wouldn't go for like a month and then we were just all back again. It was yeah. The quasi-legal shows are the best shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
So what
Oh,
What
go
have you
ahead.
been doing? You've been doing more indoor shows now, or
Yeah, indoor. So yeah, I was fully vaxxed in April. April 1st, indoors, right when indoor stand up opened back up in New York. So yeah, I've been doing. It's not this. It's not what it was. There's fewer spots. So it's doing a few shows a week. Still very focused on social media. I post a lot on Twitter and Instagram. In 2020, I blew up on TikTok, but it's been slower for me. So I still post there, but not as focused on it.
yeah? What was the video about that you blew up for?
I did a video about the color of my hair. My hair, as you can see, it's not a normal color of red. So I said I did some research to find out the actual color by going to a paint store. And according to Benjamin Moore, the actual color is pumpkin blush, which is also my stripper name.
Pumpkin.
Incredible stripper name.
Oh,
Pumpkin
thank you.
Blush?
Blush, yeah, that is the real color, yeah.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, and it was,
pumpkins could
yeah.
be embarrassed.
And little kids would do like duets with it who had the same color. It was very cute.
Oh, that's adorable.
That. Yeah.
And it was literally happening in March 2020. And I realize now, because I had breakthrough COVID in September, that I had COVID back then when I was doing it. So I went viral while I had COVID back in March 2020.
Oh,
no.
wow.
Because this is before there was testing. So like, or that much testing. And I wasn't like, didn't need to go to the hospital or anything.
Right. You're just like, I feel like garbage.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like
Completely
garbage for
lying
like
down, yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so I'm sure when the vaccines were out, you were just like, give it to me. Give me
Especially in New York.
Yeah. Give me as many as you can.
I mean, it overran the morgues. Like they had to have trailers instead of, not to get dark, but yeah, they had to have trailers at the hospital near me. So like New York always took it seriously because it's like nothing else in my lifetime has overrun the morgues. That's the worst thing a thing can do. Is there's too much death to handle.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, yeah, New York did you guys all kind of pulled together and just were kind of like, look, we gotta nip this in the bud now. We gotta just hunker down.
We really flattened the curve. Yeah, that April 20. I only left the house a couple times that whole month. Yeah, we flattened the curve, and then we've been good enough where our deaths never went back up to a high. Like, it wasn't perfect, but we never got where we were. We've been pretty flat since then.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, it's hard during a pandemic in general, but like especially living in a city, like with the population density. Like, it was like, my talking to my friends that live in Wisconsin and in Alaska and in these places where everybody's a little bit more spread out. I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, we're just out doing stuff. I'm like, what do you mean you're out doing stuff? There's not enough space for that.
Yeah.
Like, but actually there is, because there's literal space in between people, and
the thing that was good in sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. The thing that was good in New York is people left, and now all my comic friends who don't have that much money, they all moved to the city because there was the rental market went down, and people got in with deals. So the real New Yorkers got some better deals. I wasn't smart enough. We're just still in Astoria.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to watch for when I can go and get the booster or get a booster. I was told, my wife informed me yesterday that evidently people that got the J&J, which is what I got, people are like, I guess you're being encouraged to try and get like either the Pfizer or the Moderna as kind of a booster
a little bit.
to that. Yeah.
I don't regret getting the J&J because I just want to get something soon, and it definitely prevents hospitalization and death. But I got COVID in September because you go to these comedy shows, even if it's mostly vaxxed, it's easy to get it. And I was just couldn't do anything for 2 weeks. I couldn't even write jokes. I was just home doing nothing. I wasn't like dangerously sick, but I was really out of it for a really long time. So yeah, that breakthrough COVID is no joke. It will isolate you and take weeks away from you where you can't do anything fun.
So have you had it twice?
Yeah. Oh, I had it in March. I most likely, no test, but most likely had it in March 2020. I didn't have antibodies in January 2021, then got the vax. And then September 2021, had it for 2 weeks, and I had a million tests. Yeah, you can. I mean, you can't get it twice, or you only can get it twice in like a month or two. But in 18 months, there's time to get it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been so lucky. I traveled to the Midwest back in August and back, and I've been doing little live shows here and there through a couple of my jobs, and it's like I've managed to I move too fast for the COVID to settle. It settles on still surfaces, and I just have to keep moving.
I'll be the one guy at the comedy show who has the mask on most of the time. I try to if you can, you keep the mask on indoors. But that's where it spreads. I try to be good, though. Now I probably have antibodies, but I'm still just doing it just like the signaling part of it, and to try to be careful.
Well, you want to wear the mask so people don't think you're an anti-masker.
Oh yeah.
Like I wear the mask so people don't think so people know that I'm good with this. I'm okay with wearing a mask. I'm fine.
I'm good when I'm outside. I don't wear it on the street because it probably doesn't do anything. But I have it around my neck so people know I'm into it. Also, if someone seems uncomfortable, you can always pull it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always have it on.
Mask.
Have you seen those masks that look like it's just the bottom part of your face with a mask under your chin? I saw a TikTok of a guy wearing that onto a plane. It just looked like his skin, and then it had the blue kind of mask part on the bottom, and people were freaking out.
That's really fun.
I
go the other way. Oh, sorry.
There's nowhere worse to look like you're not wearing a mask than on an airplane. Like a lot of people getting kicked off for not wearing masks and stuff. Like that's where the drama happens, where the mask drama happens.
Airplanes are the worst version of capitalism. It's an incredibly rigid class structure for the companies to make a profit. But the thing is, they don't have downside because if they go bankrupt, we bail them out, which we did in 2020.
Yeah.
Sorry to get so political.
Amazing TikToks of people freaking out on planes.
Yeah.
So I go the opposite. I wear a duck mask. I could send you guys a picture, but I look so obviously masked and so unfashionable. I don't know. The masks don't need to be fashionable. If I want a nice picture of me looking fashionable, I'll take the mask off, outdoors or away from people. The mask is a safety thing. I want comfortable and function over looking nice.
Yeah. That's pretty much my entire wardrobe. Is comfortable and functional. When I have to dress up, I'm like, oh, Jesus, what do I have that I can? I have 4 outfits that I know I can wear and look nice if I need to look nice. Other than that, it's all comfort and function. The mask is the least of my worries.
I mean, there's a reason. So I'm a personal trainer. There's a reason that I chose a job where I get to wear stretchy clothes all the time.
Oh,
I mean, why wouldn't you? Be comfy if you can.
Great.
It's a good trainers help, man. I did a lot in college. Yeah, they would give me a good routine, lifting. It's just good. Any kind of coaching I really admire. Trainers, physical therapy, just in general. Yeah, people who give you advice and help you build good habits. That's great.
Yeah, I love doing it because I think about these things a lot of I would like to put the least effort possible into feeling good and being healthy.
Yeah.
Right. And so I've thought a lot about how to make health and wellness more efficient. And I just want to share that with people and be like, it can be easier than you're making it.
I thought of a new tip. Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah, I got a new tip. So I was having trouble. I have a bike at home, an exercise bike. I wasn't using it, but then I figured out if I play Nintendo Switch while I'm on it, because it's handheld, the Switch, it switches. I stay on the bike for the full half an hour. So this is a new fitness tip. Get a Switch. It's only $200.
Yeah.
And then just use that on the bike. Especially Mario Golf works very well, and it's sort of another sport that you're playing. Yeah, I became obsessed with Mario Golf. With COVID, it was the only thing I could do is tweet and play Mario Golf. So I got very good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's called habit bundling. It's when you take
Nice.
something that you already do and add it to something that you would like to be doing, and you do them together. And a lot of people think that that's like it like feels like cheating or something, but it's like no, it's getting you to do the healthy habit. That's better than not doing it at all. Like
Right.
you want to like find ways to make things fun. You don't have to be serious. Like workouts don't have to be the worst part of your day.
Yeah, and a lot of people should just do sports. Like instead of cardio, like just take up. Yeah, like I love. I got to get back into tennis, but yeah, just find a thing that doesn't feel like work. That's cardio. It doesn't have to be the treadmill or the elliptical or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
man. I haven't played tennis in forever. Like my dad was super into tennis when I was growing up, and I was on the tennis. I was on the tennis team in high school.
So cool.
Until it like I was like, oh no, it conflicts with our yearly musical at my high school. So I was like, I chose musical theater.
You made the right
That's so
choice,
cool.
Matt.
My wife is a stage manager. She's in Actors Equity. Yeah, she does. She loves musical. When as you're working your way up, most plays are straight plays, but she's doing some musicals. We love them. We're big Hamilton fans. Was In the Heights was the first movie we saw back in theaters.
Oh, nice!
Awesome.
I have yet to see that. I need to watch that. But I tell you what, stage managers are no joke. That is probably one of the most like difficult jobs in the theater, because you have to deal with actors all the time. Like,
there's a lot of personalities. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I also didn't know till we were married for like 5 years. She sees like the male actors changing backstage. I had no idea she was seeing naked guys.
Yeah. No,
I don't know how she doesn't laugh at me. Yeah, because those guys are good looking. Yeah, they're in chat. Yeah, I see them. Yeah, they're good looking dudes.
Yeah, and they don't mind just dropping trowel wherever, because you just gotta get it.
They're performers. Also, there's very strict time constraints.
Very strict time restraints. Yeah.
You gotta get back out on stage.
Yeah, quick changes are no joke. I've had to wear costumes on stage that were held together by like Velcro tabs down the side, and I've had another outfit on underneath, and then it's just go backstage, rip that off, and then immediately turn around and come back on.
It's also in small. No, this makes sense, because in smaller plays, oftentimes one guy is playing multiple roles, so there's even quicker change because of that.
Oh man. What are some of the? Do you and your wife go to the theater a lot, or is that kind of like it's her work and she was like just when
she goes, she likes going. I mostly see her plays. My favorite play she's done is she did In the Heights in a park in Albany. I loved that.
Oh wow,
cool.
Yeah, that was and it was a revolving stage. It was amazing. Yeah, I guess I'm just a big Lynn fan. She just did a play in the Berkshires, which is like the very far west Massachusetts. It was a straight play. It was very dark. It was called Hang. It was about racial justice and stuff like that.
Oh,
it was It was very powerful, but yeah, it wasn't a fun romp like a musical. But it was her first play back. It was their first indoor show in like 2 years, so it was very exciting.
Oh wow!
Yeah, theaters are really like it's really exciting that live theater is kind of making that resurgence. And
she was so worried that it wasn't going to come back, and then I was like, because live theater is one of the oldest things. It's like cavemen probably had some version of it. Shakespeare faced like 4 different pandemics during his time. So it's been shutting down live theater, and live theater's been coming back forever. It's not a new art form like live stream podcasting.
Yeah, I mean, when during the plague that like shuttered in Shakespeare for a while, that's when he wrote his sonnets. Like he was a big sonnet writer during like one of those kind of pandemics.
Yeah, in 500 years, someone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, Freddy G made a TikTok about his hair color during COVID." Yeah.
I mean, it's a renaissance.
Yeah, truly. And people are hungry for that entertainment. They're ready to be entertained, to be distracted to like think about something other than their own life, right? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Because I did my first improv show a couple weeks ago, and it was outdoors, and it's at a brewery, and so like a lot of times people are just there. They're not like, oh, I'm here for the show. They're just there, and a show happens to be happening. And I gotta tell you, they're not always thrilled about it. But,
we do that. I did something similar. Yeah.
They were, every single person in that courtyard was absolutely stoked. They were like, yes, I'm ready to laugh. Do the thing.
Yeah.
When improv's good, it's amazing because it brings everyone together, and also that it's never to be seen again. That whole aspect of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And when it's bad, it's the most awkward, awkward thing.
At least we don't have to do it again.
Yeah, and then at least it's over. At least it's over. I just did a show yesterday. I do like out gigs for an improv theater here in Boston, and we did a show at a school. And that's like, it's like, oh, look at all these kids. We like the kids we were moving in the equipment, and like some of the kids were just hanging out, like just asking questions like, what do you do and why are you here? Why are you carrying that? Like, I'm like, I don't have these answers, kid. Like, I got to do this. And one of them literally just went, Achoo! Just straight at us. Luckily, we were outside.
Outside,
and there was a good
strong breeze.
There was a good distance between us, but she literally like sneezed without covering her mouth or anything, and I was like, kids are disgusting.
The worst is people. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I think they're seeking approval for the vaccine for, I think, like 9 to 12-year-olds, something like that. So soon.
Absolutely. There are dudes, or I've heard stories, people will pull the mask down to sneeze. People don't get it because it feels weird. And I mean, of course, I sneeze into the mask. I'm disgusting, but people will be like, well, it's got to come out, and I can't be blocking it. And obviously, that is the point of the mask.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, yes, you do have to block it. That's why the mask is there. Yeah.
Yeah. I always carry 2 masks.
I have a backup. Yeah, I have backup masks. Yeah, lots of masks. It's really smart.
Yeah, 100%. Oh man, I had a train of thought I was going to go on, and it left the station without me. No idea.
Yeah. What? Are you mostly doing stand-up, or do you have any other creative projects or anything you're working on?
I am working on sketches. I've released some other I don't only do Reddit, but I have some Reddit sketches with a woman who's a curly-haired, redheaded woman. We look like we could be brothers and sisters. We're just comic friends. I have some of those on Instagram, same handle everywhere. And then I've made some other ones. I got a sketch series coming out. It's called, whatever. We're still working on the actual name. It's something like Perfect Roomies. It's like 2 roommates. It's the idea of me and this guy from East New York have to quarantine together in the projects during COVID. It's not really about COVID, but just like and he's Dominican. I'm a Nebuchadnezzar Jew, and just like the contrast of that. So it's very much. Yeah, so we have that tape and we're still editing it. But yeah, that's going to come out soon. And writing some more. Yeah, definitely working on sketches. A lot I'm very geared towards social media and like Reels, TikTok lengths, because that's kind of what gets traction. And then obviously if stuff does well, you can always make longer versions later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the link to your website there. So people can go and check out
appreciate that.
Check out all the stuff.
What website is that? Okay, yeah, no, that's good. And and that's a lot. Yeah, I definitely do the same handle everywhere. And because most people have one social media that they like, so I put a lot of the same content on all of them because people will only see it once because they'll just see it on their preferred social media with the same handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're spreading it out there, which is what you got to do.
I think it's important to have different apps and different companies and stuff, but boy, it's exhausting to have to post to 5 different places.
Oh, yeah. I kind of stagger it. I get obsessed. People do you can hire personal assistants to do it. but you do want someone who knows how the apps work because you don't want it to seem like you're just reposting. You want to kind of feel like you know how to use the app. And each of them has his own little intellectual challenge and stuff like that.
Do you have a personal favorite? What is your social media app of choice?
I enjoy using Instagram the most. Because it's just I'm about that age. I'm Instagram. You know, I mean, like us 30-somethings. Instagram's kind of our app. Twitter, I don't care how often I post on Twitter, so I post a million times and just say whatever, and I have fun with that, and then I just automatically delete it after 30 days. TikTok kind of changed my life because it showed me I could go viral on social media, but I don't really enjoy using it that much. Like, the content doesn't really hit me that strong. Also, it pauses your podcast, so you can't be on TikTok and listen to a podcast. That means you have to really want to look at
it. Yeah, because it automatically plays, so you just kind of have to. They're like one or the other, pal. One or the other.
Make a choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
make a choice. What podcasts are you listening to? What kind of stuff do you dig to listen to?
And I have switched more to audiobooks. I listen to podcasts still, but audiobooks, it's like being Keanu Reeves in The Matrix with learning Kung Fu. You're zapping whole books into your brain like every week. So I've read like 100 or 200 books since 2018 since I started. And I know so much more history and politics and some literature. And there's a library app, Libby, so you're doing this all for free. So you're not. Yeah, it's the same thing like the workout thing you were saying. You're neither reading nor paying for the books, but you know what's in them.
And it's called
amazing. Libby, yeah, the library.
Yeah.
But you just need a library card, which was useless before because I do not like going to the library because there's other people who are more annoying than me there. But yeah, Libby is very good. And it's you have to read them within 2 weeks, but it's unlimited because like things like Audible. Hopefully not a sponsor, but that's not unlimited audiobooks. Audible's not Netflix. It's like one book a month, and then you got to pay more money. So it's not an amazing financial deal.
I just what I do is I've subscribed to Audible, and then I forget that I've subscribed to Audible.
Oh yeah, that's
so then
model,
I get a thing where it's like, oh, you've got 3 credits to use, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I should go and look at the books right now, and I'm real bad at listening to audiobooks. I get
it's not for everyone.
I get kind of distracted. Like, I like listening to them, but then I'll get distracted and I'll like go and do something else, and then I'll lose track of where I am in the book, and I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Realistically, you're gonna zone out for like a certain 10% of the book. But I wasn't reading at all, so you're getting 90% more. Yeah. And you can go back or re-listen or look it up on Wikipedia, whatever. So yeah, it isn't perfect. I'm also not one of these psychos who's like, I go with 3 times the speed so I can read a book every day. I listen to things at the normal speed, and if I listen to a little less, at the end of my life, God won't be mad.
No, not at all.
I go 1.3 times speed.
That's reasonable.
Faster. But yeah, I started listening to audiobooks because I got a concussion this summer, and so I couldn't read. Like reading text on a page made me fall asleep. And I have a reading goal of 2 books a month.
That's very good.
So I'm going for 24 books. I'm already since I started doing the audiobooks, I've just been flying through them. I'm already at 22 books.
And this is for the whole year. Yeah, the thing with audiobooks is you might want, especially with your 1.3, you might need to up it to like 36 or 48 a year just because it's so much quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna bump those literature goals.
I'm very competitive.
I'm concerned about you saying that you fall asleep while you read because I do that all the time. No, so does that mean I just have a low grade? I've had a low grade concussion
for just your whole life.
My whole life.
No, I mean I do find reading relaxing. It has previously been like, if I'm in bed and I'm reading a book, it'll help me fall asleep. But it was like in the middle of the day when I was wide awake, and it wasn't just like sleepy. It was like my brain is tired. Like my eyes hurt a little bit and my brain can't process anymore.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit different, but it was really strange because I felt like I had to take a nap after I read like 3 pages.
Oh wow.
It was so weird.
Brain stuff serious.
It is. And it, like, as much as it sucked to get a concussion, it really changed my perspective on the ways that I treat my brain and take care of it, and like how much screen time is like when you start to
Oh yeah, I'm bad with that.
feel how much screens affect you. It really is mentally taxing on your brain, and there's all these people, like I hear this with my clients a lot, where they're like, like, I don't know when I'm tired, I was just working all day. And it's like, yeah, I mean, like, even though you weren't up and moving around, like, your brain is still doing work, and your eyes are still, like, doing that work to process
Absolutely
the light coming at it.
I used to do 10 hours a day of Excel, and it's real tiring. Yeah, I wouldn't do much of anything else.
Yeah.
That's how you make the big bucks in New York. You got to be doing double-digit hours a day of Excel. I will say, I read a book by Sanjay Gupta, and I've also found this personally. One of the best things you can do for your brain is walking in nature. Like physical exercise is really good, and it stimulates you. And there's this app, All Trails. It has trails of every level. Not a sponsor, but I'm very pro. It's a free app anyway. So they have like mountain climbing, but they also have like literally just walk on a paved road for like a mile. And that everyone has some level they can do, and it makes you feel better. Spiritually, whatever. I'm an atheist, by the way, but I keep mentioning God. And also, like, it is one of the best things you can do for your brain. I mean, obviously there's other things as well, but doing that will really help your mental health and your physical health.
Yeah.
Just in the time that we've been speaking, Freddie, I've downloaded 2 apps now. You've given me 2 apps that I did not have.
These
on
are
my phone
quality
that
apps
that I've downloaded.
Good.
$0. This is $0. You can read every book ever and hike every trail ever. No matter where you are, there's trails. It's it's just so good.
Going back to the book apps real quick. There's also, so Libby is amazing. There's also Hoopla, which is the same thing. Like you use your library card to log into it, and they have
maybe I can double tap
audiobooks.
That's really good. That's because we need, in case Libby goes down or Hoopla goes down, we got the other one.
Yeah.
It's Hoopla?
Options. Hoopla.
I'll write it down because maybe it's better. I'm very loyal to Libby though, but you never know.
It is not better. There are a couple of things. It doesn't break it down by chapter, and that annoys me a little bit. But oftentimes there are books on Hoopla that if you can't find it on Libby, you might find it on Hoopla.
Because I'll write down books that aren't on Libby, and then it's like I'll get to them when I run out of Libby books, but it's not happening because I keep adding stuff.
Yeah.
Sanjay Gupta's book about brain health that I think was written for seniors wasn't a top goal of mine, but I saw it and I just did it.
Yeah.
Britchell 14 in the chat says, have you guys heard of radio? And I thought she was just being doing a bit, but evidently it's an app where you can hear songs from different countries from different eras, which sounds
it's like some Doctor Who stuff. Yeah, I don't watch the show, but you're everywhere, man.
It sounds very very futuristic. We're living in the Jetsons.
There's a chat. I didn't see that. Okay, there's comments. Yeah, now I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. I was in the private chat, which there's not much action going on.
No, sorry. Yeah, that's just for the 3 of us. So we're all chatting here, so we don't need to chat in the private chat. These are things that I probably should have explained to you pre-show, but
it's very intuitive, and I have used StreamYard a bunch, but I just didn't figure it out right now.
Yeah. We've
it's
got
a musical time machine. This is a cute looking app.
It's so cute, yeah.
Radio. Okay. Well,
is it that many?
There's a lot of O's.
There's a lot of O's.
That's a bad part of their branding. Yeah, just 3 to 5 O's. You'll never remember.
Yeah.
You just have to let the autofill do it.
It's like when emails used to take capitals and upper and lowercase into account. You know what I mean? It's like, how many O's is it? Which letters are uppercase and lowercase? How are we going to find this? 4 O's 4.0 radio is very different from 5.0 radio.
So when did they change? I didn't know emails used to be case, and I'm like the right age to probably know that, but I didn't know emails used to be case sensitive. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I got. Yeah, I remember there were like really ridiculous emails that were just like a bunch of random letters in upper and lowercase, and it's like, this is impossible. I'm never gonna find you.
Yeah, if you go like, because like 96 when I started using the internet, and then you go just like 20 years, like the internet went from Stone Age to amazing really quickly.
It went real quick, yeah. And I was actually one of like, I had I went to nerd camp in middle school.
That's so cool. I wish I did.
Yeah, nerd camp.
I would have been cool at the nerd camp.
Yeah, right? That was the first time that I felt like a cool person. I was like, popularity, I want more of this.
Well, it's summer camp. Summer camp is a different beast, right? Like as far as like popularity goes, like
you can entirely different person.
Yeah, it really is.
I was the kid. It was always day camp, and I was the kid who could swim, so I was the same exact person.
Oh man, you would have loved nerd camp. Can't wait. The first summer I think I took a CSI class. So I'm like in 7th grade learning about like what happens to a decomposing body. It was a very exciting time.
It's 7th grade and they're finding dead people behind dumpsters and
my wife is gonna be so jealous.
Oh,
she went to probably Jew nerd camp, but yeah, they didn't have CSI. She loves all those shows.
Yeah. A lot of it was actually watching episodes of CSI and then our teacher being like, okay, what did they do wrong? And every single episode, it was like, they didn't wear gloves on the Cena. They were touching things with their raw fingers.
I just like they had the redheaded guy who used to be on like another show, and he would take the sunglasses off and say something badass. I like that guy.
Yeah, the CSI Miami.
That's is that Danny Bonaducci? Is that who that was?
Maybe? It sounds right.
David Caruso.
David Caruso. Yeah.
They look and sound kind of similar, but yeah, David Caruso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I wrote a paper on this was my summer camp. I wrote a paper on Jack the Ripper. And then the second year that I did it, I took a physics class because you could get school credit for it, and I was like, if I try to take physics during the regular school year with all of my other classes, I am going to fail it. So I'm just going to do a fun summer version. But anyway, the point of that being that like I was friends with, there were like very nerdy people there, and when Gmail first started, it was invite only.
Oh.
And so
cool.
You could only get Gmail if you knew someone that already had Gmail. And so, of course, all my nerdy friends at Nerd Camp had it. So I was like one of the first people, at least like in my town, that like had Gmail. And I had like no idea how cool that was at the time. I was like, oh, this is like a pretty good email platform.
You could have been Chloe at Gmail and then sold it for like $1 million to like Khloe Kardashian or someone. Different spelling.
Oh my God. I could have just been Chloe at Gmail. I'm an idiot.
So I went to college in the mid 90s, and I remember walking into the library and seeing all these computers that were set up, and the back part of it, where like 3 rows of computers were all like those green, like the screens that were just the 2 colors, that was green, and then the lighter green, which was the text on them. And those you could get onto what we were learning was called the internet. And I was like, what the hell is this?
It's not the ARPANET anymore.
It was weird. Like I would play these text-based role-playing games that were set in like Middle Earth.
Oh my God.
And it was I was able to like talk with other people. I was like, how is this happening? And then there were nicer computers up front that had Internet Explorer on them. And I signed up for a Hotmail account, and it was amazing. I was like, this is awesome.
Matt at Hotmail is still very sought after because Matt still loved their Hotmail.
Yeah, no,
Mads
it's
love Hotmail.
it was I just used it was mfear@hotmail.com. It was very very succinct, and I did have somebody get a hold of me and was like, that I wanted that email, and I was like, sorry, it's mine.
Mm.
You can't have it. So,
Yeah, I didn't realize how much computer history there was and internet history before the mid '90s because I was too young. But this TV show, *Halt and Catch Fire*, it was made by AMC. People thought it was a crappy Mad Men knockoff, and it looks like it's gonna be really boring. It is a sexy, fun show about the early days of computer, and yeah, very, very set. Yeah, no character on the show is not sexy.
the
men and the women.
Is that a Sorkin joint? Is that a Aaron Sorkin joint?
It's got Sorkin vibes. I don't think Sorkin was going to AMC though. I think it was like they got like Sorkin's third cousin, but it's still good. And it was on AMC. It's on Netflix. You know, you're not paying for anything I'm recommending, assuming you have Netflix. Go on Netflix, and just it is good. It is a sexy show right from the jump.
Written by Ted Sorkin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like The Social Network, this is a third is good. But a third as good as The Social Network is still really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if they like, I don't know. I guess if like Mad Men was a great show, if there is a Mad Men comparison, then
Exactly.
it's probably.
Oh, Mad Men's an all-timer. It was very poorly marketed. The name *Halt and Catch Fire*, when they explained it, as cool, but sounds bad. And they never showed like clips. It was always like *Halt and Catch Fire*. And like, oh, I'm not going to watch that. But like the actual show was very good. It was just poorly marketed, and they did give them like 4 seasons.
Sad.
Oh, and is it done? Is it?
Oh
over?
yeah, it went off the air years ago. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
they get Oh yeah, it ends. Yeah, it ends well. It has a good ending. Well, I'll say the second to last scene is good. The very last scene annoyed me, but that's me in every show.
Yeah.
It's like this whole thing, and then sometimes the payoff just isn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
I would much rather have a show that's only a few seasons that like wraps up really well than a show that just like they drag it on for 8 extra seasons because money, I guess.
It gets tricky. Yeah, that is the good thing. The shows that are good but didn't make money, they give you a good end. Well, The Office, you got to watch Andy Bernard be boss for like 2 years.
Yeah. I'm currently watching through the show Shameless. I don't know if you've seen.
I do.
it.
I saw it once and loved it. I do want to watch that. It's in my mental
Macy.
queue.
I had to take a break from it. It's
so long. It's such a long show. Like I'm on season 10 right now.
Wow.
And there's a season 11 that just got onto Netflix.
And it's a show about assholes, right? And I can't I can only take so much of that. Like I have to take breaks from shows like that because I'm like, why is everyone being so mean to each other?
Yeah. We weren't meant to watch 11 seasons in a row. Seasons were meant to be watched one at a time, and then like *Halt and Catch Fire* it's like 3 or 4 seasons. That maybe is okay, but 11, you should probably take a couple breaks.
Yeah.
And I love when shows like Schitt's Creek. I mean, when it's a show that's just like, look, we're gonna do this many seasons, and that's all we're gonna do. Like, the fans were clamoring for more. Like they wanted more seasons, and they're like, no, the story's done. Like we're just finished. The
most insane one is Fleabag. I don't know if you guys seen that. It was a big deal on Twitter. Yeah. I assumed it was just people being annoyed. It's amazing, and it's literally 2 seasons, and she's like, I'm done.
Yeah, but it was so good. It was so good. Like it was just so.
They had to convince her to even do the second season.
Holy crap! The show's basically Bridget Jones's Diary, but like way more funny. And it's actually a British woman playing the British woman.
Right.
That's very important.
And it's got the guy that plays Moriarty in Sherlock in the second as the sexy priest.
Sexy priest is a big win. Sopranos had that season 1 also. Yeah, sexy priest is very important to prestige TV.
Sopranos is one I haven't finished yet. I've started watching it twice. I've gotten as far as I believe the beginning of the 4th season or the beginning of the 5th season.
It drops off.
I just need to finish it because I want to watch that movie that just came out. The Tony
Many
Soprano
Saints.
story.
Yeah, Many Saints of Newark. Yeah, it's getting mixed reviews. I got mad at the end of the show, so I have not watched it. Many Saints, at least not yet. But some people loved it. I think also maybe people said it ended strong, so maybe people forgive the beginning or they didn't mind the beginning.
Right. Yeah, there's a couple shows like that where I just I got like almost to the end, but then I was like Dexter. I never saw the final season of Dexter.
People hated the end. I know now it's coming back, but people hated the end of Dexter. I never watched any of it.
Honestly, I wish that they just would have finished it. And I think the third season, was the one with John Lithgow, where John Lithgow plays the big bad kind of that season. And
I think that was the peak. Yeah, people love that. Yeah, I would probably like that.
Well, the season after that, it was the good Hank's kid.
Colin.
Oh, Colin, he's great. He's good on Fargo too.
That's another show that I really want to watch, but have not gotten.
It's real good.
Really,
it is a little more serious. The movie is a comedy, a dark comedy. The TV show, especially after season 1, is darker and definitely a drama. It's still good, but sometimes it can be a little depressing.
Yeah, like I think the Martin. I love Martin Freeman.
Oh, I love him.
He's great. Yeah,
he's so good. But the thing with the thing on his hand, like I could not get around that. Like that, stuff like that.
Season 1
grosses me out, and I can't. Like it's just so. It's a lot.
The Chris Rock season's good.
That's the latest season, yeah. Yeah,
Chris Rock's so great. Because he's like the one older comic who's not like whining about cancel culture and like, COVID's not a big deal. He's like, he kind of just he seems to still be projecting like a more a younger, more modern value system, I think.
Right.
To say it in the weirdest possible way.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. It's very overwhelming just sometimes when I spend 45 minutes trying to figure out what I want to watch, and then I'm too tired to watch anything. And then I just I'm like that.
Adding stuff to the queue is so fun. I can sometimes just add stuff to the queue, and like maybe one day I'll watch it.
Yeah.
You can't take your queue with you, but I'm definitely gonna die with a full queue.
You're gonna leave something for your loved ones to finish for you. You know, in your will, you're like, you have to finish my queue. Remember me.
We could actually use the IA. I don't know if you guys know about that, but like the production people are going to strike, and we could all use them to strike for like a year so we can catch them on all the content. Yeah.
Now I've heard that like the strike thing. Somebody posted something on Netflix or something on Facebook about like the way to kind of get kind of stick it to the streaming services is to stream as much as you can on as many platforms as you can at once to really like mess with their bandwidth or cancel the subscription completely, not just not watch, because if you don't watch, that's like a gym membership that you don't use. You're paying for it, you're giving the money, please. And then you're just not using anything.
Yeah, it's not a boycott if you're paying for it. A boycott means you're not giving the money.
Right. So if you aren't going to cancel your subscriptions, just like I've got six devices right now, all streaming. All streaming.
You're a hero.
Something. No.
The thing with the streaming is like you can just split it amongst a bunch of people. So I have my mom's Netflix and she has my Hulu. Like it's all a pretty good deal. But yeah, they gotta pay the people right.
I'm big on like if you want HBO Max, if you want Netflix or Hulu or whatever, let me know. I will 100% share. If I know you, if you're a friend of mine, I will 100% share my streaming stuff with you. Why? Because then I have somebody to talk about shows with.
It's a pretty good money. Like if you buy it and give it to like 3 people, that's a pretty solid model. If it's like $10-$20 a month, and you're able to and you're able to spread the love.
Yeah, I love that. Awesome. Well, Freddie, thank you so much for
So
joining
fun.
us today. What do you have? Do you have any virtual shows coming up, or do you have? Are they all like live
It's
shows?
mostly content. I don't know if people want to see virtual stand-up. If you do, feel DM me on any of the platforms, and I'll consider doing it. But yeah, if people want to buy tickets, I would do it. But I just feel like since March and I got the vax, I haven't felt like doing it, and no one's really been talking about it as much. I know some comics are doing it, so it's a lot of in-person shows in New York. I'll be traveling. I mean, haven't made the plans yet, but I'll be traveling. And I put so much out on social media that you get a real full experience by following me on just one platform at Orange Freddy G.
Okay, we'll definitely follow Freddy G at Orange Freddy G on all social media platforms. And hey, man, if you're ever in Boston, get a hold of us, and we will.
I do really like Boston. I got to go back there. I haven't been in a couple of years, but I went like once a year the years before the pandemic.
Yeah, either come in the fall or just wait until spring.
Yeah.
That's
a good point.
Don't come here in the winter. It's
no one likes it.
It's garbage. New England in the winter it's either beautiful and picturesque or it's a frozen hellscape. There is no in between.
I do want to go warmer places in the winter. Now, last winter the warmer places were like going crazy with COVID. So that's worse than winter. I'd rather be cold than have the hospitals at 100% capacity.
Oof.
So hopefully we can find a nice balance this winter.
Yeah. We need one of the warmer states to just be like, hey, we're gonna flatten the curve. We're gonna do everything right, and then they'll get so many people there. But yeah, they're crazy down there.
Yeah.
All right, Reddy. Well, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks, Matt and Chloe. Bye.
Take care. Oh my goodness.
What a delight.
What a delight. Definitely worth following. So check out at Freddy G on all those social media
content. I'm gonna do platforms.
It right now. Yeah, you can do it right now. Just open up another tab and go forth and add. Let me pop his website in there one more time. So there you can see all his social media stuff, all in one convenient place.
Ain't technology great?
Ain't technology grand? You know what? My favorite technology is TikTok. I'm super into TikTok right now.
I love TikTok. I'm back on TikTok. I just posted 2 new videos.
Oh, you just posted 2 new videos? Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of. Oh shoot. Okay. Sorry. I click it and it immediately starts playing and it's super loud in my ears and nobody else can hear it.
Oh no.
Yeah. But this is one of my favorite things. If you watch the show, you've seen a lot of these. But this is a great new puppy song, and it's called Amazon Man. So let's take a listen.
Amazon Man, I'm gonna get you someday. Amazon Man, watch out. I hope you understand that you are not my friend. Amazon Man, I see you living in your Amazon Man. Watch out until we meet again. I hear you creeping out on the porch. Don't wanna see your face around here no more. Amazon Man, I see you living in your Amazon Man. Watch out, man, he's gonna get you soon, Mr. Amazon Man.
Oh man.
I was not fully convinced that dog was actually upset about the Amazon Man because the first part of the footage, he's very chill.
Yeah, very, very chill.
But he started barking.
Yeah. My pup does not care for the
Delivery folks.
Delivery people. But you know what my pup does like to do? This is something, especially I don't know if Buddy Joe does this. Does Buddy Joe chew on his feet? Or like, yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
little
So
bit.
this is I'm just gonna one more puppy song and this is called Look at My Feet.
I'm licking my feet. Oh yeah. I'm licking my feet. When there's nothing left to eat, it's my favorite tasty treat. I'm licking my feet. I'm licking my feet. Oh, they're so tasty
Very Michael
and
McDonald.
sweet. I'm licking my feet. I don't do this. I'm licking.
Yeah, Lenny doesn't do that.
Lenny doesn't do that. Lenny's not that kind of dog.
Lenny's not that kind of dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out at Puppy Songs on TikTok. Those are amazing. There's a whole back catalog.
Wholesome. Good wholesome content.
Good wholesome content.
Yep. Speaking of good wholesome content, I got some updates on the cross stitch front.
Ooh, yes, let's do some cross stitch content.
Chloe's Craft Corner.
Hold on.
Oh.
Here we go. That was created by Mike Carr.
Mike, we miss you. Mike, this is the part of the show where we beg you to come back. It's just not the same without you, buddy. I know. You know, I've said it before.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it as many times as I need to. It's just not as. It's just. You're like the wind in our sails, you know.
Yeah. Without you, we're kind of like that little boat that we both have to pedal at the same time.
We're pedaling at the same time. We're not good at that. I've never been
just
a fan
not
of
catching.
bikes.
Yeah.
It's not as efficient. We just need you, buddy. We need your wind in our sails again.
Yeah. You know what, King Senor, you're right. We do love him. We do love Mike. Mike, we love you. We love you so much. Please come back. Just because you're in Florida doesn't mean you can't be on the show.
You could be here. You could be here. All right, back to crafting.
Back to crafting with Chloe.
So
Let's get you.
I finished my first commission.
Yeah. Let's see it. Hungry Caterpillar.
He's a hungry caterpillar. Look at him. He's so cute. I'm very excited. This is for my friend Adi. I'm also making a sheep. I just downloaded the pattern for that. It's great. So other thing that libraries are good for, they have printers. And our library, you can print, I think, up to 20 pages a day. It's pretty generous.
So you can just print all the cross stitch patterns.
Yeah, so we print out the cross stitch patterns, and we just follow that.
And let me just say, Chloe, the chat is super impressed with your. They're super into it. So if you wanna commission Chloe to cross stitch something for you, shoot us a little message.
Here's Naga from Legend of Korra.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on Appa right now. We get the arrow going.
Nice.
There we've got Pabu. He's a fire
little
favorite.
red panda.
Yeah. He's basically just a long red panda.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple of Avatar patterns that I'm working on. It's very exciting stuff. My next project is my brother's Christmas present. Huh?
I like this one. I'm excited for you to show this one.
Oh, yeah. My next project, my brother's Christmas present.
Oh,
it's upside down. It's Frog and Toad!
Yeah, Frog and Toad!
Bicycle! It's great. I'm very excited. Also, if you do not follow Frog and Toad Bot on Twitter, highly recommend. Very wholesome content. It doesn't matter what it is, they'll just randomly post bits of Frog and Toad, little lines from the books, and it doesn't matter what it is. Every time I see one, I'm like, I feel that, Frog and Toad. I feel that. It's good stuff. But yeah, I'm super stoked.
As we speak, I'm following Frog and Toad Bot.
Oh, they're the best. There's a parody book that came out recently that I really want to get. It's called Frog and Toad Are Trying Their Best.
Nice.
Very psyched. Very psyched about it. So yeah. Um,
I don't know. Actually, Britchel, I like Frog and Tad. It's
Tad.
Frog and Tad, but it could be Toad's little kid. Is called Tad because he's a tadpole.
Aw,
Oh, that's
Toad
wholesome.
had a baby.
Toad had a baby.
Or a
Frog
little
and
brother.
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the game.
I would love to see
Yeah,
that.
put those Frog and Toad
Film.
parody titles in the chat. We'll do that for
Because
another
both of these,
20
both
minutes.
Ted and Tad could either be super adorable and chill, or they could be finance bros.
Tad and Ted, finance
Ted and
frogs.
Ted, finance bros.
Drop dead Todd. Drop dead Tad. Wouldn't it be Drop Dad Tad? Like Tad's holding your dad,
Ted,
and he's like holding him up in the air.
Toad.
You've got to drop Dad Tad. I don't know.
Drop Dead Toad. Frog and Toad go to White Castle. Yes!
There it is.
I'm in!
There it is.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Chloe. Those I'm really glad you're getting into the cross stitch.
That's
That's
my winter
pretty
activity.
dope.
And
I
this
might
is
have
like
to-
this is really cool too, because this frame is like that's not real wood. That's like rubber.
That's like rubber wood.
Yeah, but it still looks pretty classy. I like it.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
really
like something
easy.
you'd find in a cozy grandma's house.
Cozy nook.
Let's see. We've got just a few minutes left of the show. Let's see what's going on tonight. I don't know that there's going to be a 69 show tonight, which is sad.
Oh.
But what we might do tonight, what we probably will do, it's Halloween season. It's October. I kind of got the hankering to play some scary like horror games and stream them. So hopefully tonight we're developing a new show called Matt Fails. And it's
It's in beta right now.
sung to the tune of DuckTales.
Matt
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I play video game, and I'm bad at video games anyway, so it's just watching me get more and more frustrated playing video games while people
That's excellent.
chat. And we might do a special episode of that tonight with
that
horror
sounds
games. Braid. I'll write that down. I've got the Xbox Gamer Pass, and there's a lot of good horror games like for free on that service. So there's a couple that look absolutely terrifying, and I would not play them by myself anyway because I don't really do well with horror games. Bridget, if you and Rachel want to play Katamari, that's all Rachel would talk about. We were playing Fall Guys the other day, and that's all Rachel would talk about is Katamari. She loves that game. She loves playing that game. So, Britt, get a hold of Rachel. Tell Rachel that you two should play Katamari and just stream the hell out of that. There you go. You can do it all day.
Day.
All day.
Oh, day.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, I'll look at that. I'll look at Braid. So that might be happening tonight. So keep a listen.
Keep an eye
If
out.
you hit that like button, if you haven't already, you can hit that like button and get a little notification whenever we go online. If you want to toss us a little scratch, you can hit that subscribe button and make Jeff Bezos give us a little bit of money, since he's starting to go to space.
Give us some money.
Give us some money.
I'm never actually threatening when I do that. I can't. It's just I I can't make that threatening. Just give it.
I don't know. It's pretty threatening. It's
You
pretty
scared?
those
It's the eyebrow work.
cat
It's
eye
all in the
glasses,
eyebrows.
the eyebrow work, and just the wide eye. There, you kind of
Crazy
look
eye.
like what's the meme of the woman, the crazy woman that yeah, that
What is this? It was like super attached obsessive girlfriend, something like
yeah,
that.
something of
I
that
remember
of that
it.
nature.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It is then. It is. We're drawing to the end of the show. I said this at the beginning. I told you I would say it again at the end. This is my words of wisdom for the day. If you
Oh.
have any winter self-care routines, start them now. Start your sun lamp. Start your extra moisturizer. Get your humidifier. Take your vitamin D. Get it started. Sun's going down earlier. We need to feel good going into winter. We're not gonna let SADS win this year.
Nope. I'm gonna go to CVS as soon as we end the stream. I'm gonna go get some nice moisturizing lotion for my hands and my feet.
Yes.
I might get some of that. I like the peppermint foot lotion on your feet. Makes your feet
Face
smell
smells
good.
like peppermint.
Yeah, it's like an Altoid for your feet.
Yes. Delicious.
Yeah.
And wear gloves when it starts to get cold when you go outside. That's gonna keep your knuckles from cracking.
Yeah,
Just wear
and
gloves.
fill
Put 'em
fill
on.
the gloves with Vaseline
Don't do
if
that.
you want your hands to be soft.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Those are my words of wisdom for the day.
Awesome. Everybody, thanks for tuning in and joining us today. It was so fun. We'll see you next Friday, same time, same channel.
place.
Thanks for watching and have a great morning.
Goodbye, world.